No!
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no. Yes! 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 Yes!
Alright, so if you have functioning eyes, you probably already know that in this video I'm going to be talking about streaming services. Like, come on, it was literally in the title and everything. Anyway, in the distant year of 2019, there was only a few streaming services, so if you wanted to go find a show or a movie, it wouldn't really be that hard. Well, kind of, but I'll get into that later. But now in the year 2022, there is a streaming service for every company, and at the rate we're going, Guy Fieri is going to start doing Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives on his new streaming service, Guy Plus, releasing early 2023. So how exactly did we get to this point where streaming became so big, and what exactly was the history before that, and what do I feel about all the streaming services we have today? Well, just watch the video, and you'll learn, I guess. So, in the mid-2000s, there was this little plugin for websites called Flash Player. Basically, back then, websites looked like this.
What the hell?
However, with Flash Player, you could actually make them into this. Yeah, it didn't really look that good, however, for 2000 standards, this was pretty good. Now, why am I bringing this up exactly? Well, Flash had an inbuilt video player, allowing users to stream videos through the internet. And in 2005, YouTube has created with Flash, allowing anyone to create content. Now, I'm not really here to talk about Flash, because that's dead now with Bozo, but something important happened to internet streaming, and that is that in 2007, Netflix for the first time allowed you to stream shows. Now, the thing is that these shows and movies weren't really that good or, well known, but that doesn't really matter. What mattered is that it was available, and that it worked. This was the time when Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, and Netflix began their rise to prominence. Amazon Prime Video was basically a ploy to get people to subscribe to Amazon Prime, and Hulu had episodes of TV shows one day after they aired. This included shows from Fox, NBC, and ABC. Netflix, meanwhile, was collecting collections of movies and shit to add to their collection. They got Warner Bros. And Sony in 2010, and in 2013 is when they actually started producing their own original shows. The first two shows they made, House of Cards and Orange is the New Black, were massive critical and commercial successes. And Netflix's subscriber growth was actually growing rapidly at this time as well, along with other streaming services too. This was a much easier and simpler time in the era of streaming. Streaming around this time was picking up steam, and it was starting to outpace traditional media like DVDs and cable. However, this wouldn't actually begin until the mid-2010s. This was an era of peace before Disney had full control over everything and anything, where streaming was starting to gain ground and was starting to learn its footing. This is where the first original series and movies came into play. As I said previously, Netflix made House of Cards, which was a big success for them, and actually House of Cards is actually the origin of the Netflix sound effect. Take a listen here. Anyway, I think I've talked way too much about history now. Now it's time to talk about the actual streaming services and how exactly did we get here in the first place. So basically, Disney bought Fox, so at this point they had nearly completed their journey of creating a monopoly by collecting the four Infinity companies. But that's besides the point. Anyway, when the deal went through, Disney launched their own new streaming service called Disney Plus later that year, and this was the beginning of the streaming wars.
He said it! He said it!
As now every major company was racing to make their own new streaming service, and everyone was racing to pull their shows off of Netflix, Hulu, and Prime Video. Now, remember the intro I said that previously back before 2019, it wouldn't be that hard to find shows you want to watch? Well, that was kind of a lie, because you see, each channel also had a streaming service of its own back then. However, it didn't really matter, as it was also probably available on Netflix at the same time.
Holy fuck.
Same time. However, now that Disney was making a streaming service, all these other companies were like, you know, we should do that too. So instead of having apps for the individual brands and channels, they would combine all their properties into one new big streaming service. After Disney, we had Warner with HBO Max, then Peacock, after Paramount Plus, and then Discovery Plus. Yes, the Discovery Channel has their own streaming service as well now. If you want to go watch HGTV with the Property Brothers, you can go to Netflix. You gotta pay $5 extra for that. Hold on, let's talk about these services and what they got on them and if they're actually good or not. So let's just begin that portion of the video now. So Disney Plus. So when Disney Plus first came out, it was kind of empty, I'm not gonna lie. The only original thing they had back then was The Mandalorian, and to me, originals are kind of what carry streaming services. Sure, you have all the legacy content, however, they won't get you very far if you don't make new stuff as well. So basically what you gotta do is that you gotta interest me, the viewer, to keep paying $10 a month for your goofy streaming service. So if you don't have the content, then what's the point? Anyway, Disney Plus was kind of dry for like a year basically, like until like May 2020, which was kind of late in my opinion because that was like basically a year since they launched. And yeah, but I digress about that. Anyway, Disney Plus is doing fine now, and it's either the first or second biggest streaming service depending on who you asked. It has 3 Pixar original films, 2 were good, 1 was kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie about that one.
No!
Also has 7 Marvel shows at the time of me writing the script, and actually I made a video on one of them, so go check that out please. I need the views to buy a new good computer this Christmas. Anyway, let me do a quick fire review of them. Also, there were some other things I guess as well, but they're probably either mid or garbage. I don't know. I'm not willing to watch them all. Anyway, that's Disney Plus. Now Disney has an empire of content, so let's go see how the others compete exactly. However, we're gonna have to see what the competition has in part 2, because this video is already way too long as it is, so I had to split it up into 2 parts. So I hope you guys are ready for part 2 then. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it took a month to make this video, but I promise my next videos will not take this long. And if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and also comment. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Alright, thank you. See ya. Goodbye.